everyone, welcome to today's video. In today's video, we will be doing something very quick, very fun, and very new. So I'm doing another tiny painting. I'm really enjoying the tiny paintings. But I have these acrylic gouaches that I bought a little while ago. And as you can see, they're really hard to open. It's really difficult. I need pliers. Anyway, so I had these acrylic gouaches and I only have a couple because they're quite expensive and they were on sale. They were on clearance sale, but they were still very expensive. So I only bought a couple and I thought it would be fun to do a little tiny painting with them, and I could talk about what my opinion of these gouaches, with air quotes, are acrylic gouaches. So if you don't know what acrylic gouaches is, it's basically it just feels like acrylic paint, but whereas acrylic paint dries with a satin finish, it has a shiny finish when you finish painting. Acrylic gouaches dry matte, just like gouache, so hence the name acrylic gouaches. Unlike gouache, it can't be reactivated with water, so once it dries, and it does dry pretty quickly, so you have to work kind of fast, just like acrylic paint and other paints except oil paints. But they're very opaque. I mean, depending on what the bottle says, sometimes it's semi-transparent, semi-opaque, I should say. Sometimes it's fully opaque. So the yellow that I used for the middle part of the water lilies, I'm painting water lilies, I should have mentioned that. The middle part, I don't know what that's called. Maybe I'll put a name for it on the screen if I remember. The yellow was kind of transparent, so you could see the pencil marks underneath, so I needed a couple coats. The blue was pretty opaque. Overall, I really like this medium. It feels just like acrylic paint. I like the matteness of gouache, so it was very nice to use. And it was nice that the paint didn't get reactivated from under the paint underneath didn't get reactivated when I put a new layer on top. So you can layer with it. So you can basically do a gouache painting and layer without worrying about the layers underneath reactivating. So it's very nice in that regard. They also blend very nicely with each other, which is very good. That's what you want for all paints. The one problem I have, I really enjoyed using this, but the one problem I did have is that the price tag on this is really high. I can't find any cheaper alternatives. Maybe I'm not looking correctly or anything, but I really can't find anything that's cheap. If you wanted to buy gouache, you could buy Arteza gouache or Reeves gouache. If you want to buy watercolor, you can buy Arteza watercolor, or there are cheaper alternatives, which is what I'm trying to say, even for acrylic paint. This is I guess oil paint, it's hard to find a cheaper alternative, if you want real oil paint, not the water-based oil paint. So there's not really a cheaper alternative that I could find for this gouache. But if you really enjoy the paint, I would say go for it and buy it, and maybe over time you can accumulate some paint. But that's my only issue with this paint. Not really an issue. But I really enjoyed it, and I think it's a really fun medium to use. And that is the end of the video. I'm sorry this was really quick, and I always end these videos really abruptly. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Bye!